welcome back to a new free live tutorial. Today we're going to focus on this burger tissue box cover. I'm really excited. It is also a very easy pattern. So as long as you have your foundation done, you are good to go. And then we're going to just decorate it to make it actually look like a burger. We're also going to talk about the rectangular tissue box cover ebook one more time. And today is 2 days before the coupon code expires, so only 2 days left. So we're going to talk about it in detail one more time. And we're going to give away prizes at the end. So it all depends on how many people are going to show up here today, whether we're going to have more than 100 or less than 100. If we get more than 100, we're going to have 3 prizes to give away. And if we're below 100, we're going to do 2 prizes. So have you shared yet? I hope you did. We already have someone who said they got the tissue box cover ebook. Woohoo! AK Crafter, I'm so excited for you. Who also did that I have not celebrated yet? Let me know. Would love to celebrate you if you have gotten the ebook and if you gotten it within the last, let's say, 24 hours or so. And I have not celebrated you yet. Please let us know so we can celebrate you. All right, are you guys ready for the burger? So I told you guys the agenda, what we're going through. So first the burger, then the tissue box ebook, and then prizes. All right, let's keep going and let's talk about it. Let me switch around. Okay, so here is the burger tissue box cover. So the very first thing you're going to do is make the foundation pattern, which starts from the top down the exact same way as you did for the mystery crochet along. If you missed the mystery crochet along, it is the gift tissue box cover. It is available on my website for free with video tutorials. So it's the exact same pattern, first to top, then you work your way down, and the only difference is that you have here a brown strip pretty much all the way around, and that part is for the patty, of course. So it is mentioned how many rounds you're going to do for each. You may have to do more or less depending on your own tissue box. So keep that in mind, that some tissue boxes are bigger, some are smaller, so you do want to be aware of that you may have to add more or less. So kind of see it as you go through so you know how many to add. In fact, if you add it even thicker, you could turn it into a double cheeseburger, right? I mean, that would be fun too, don't you think? All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with, I'm going to start in order and how I have it written down. We're going to start with the cheese first. I'm going to use green for all my colors because anything that's close to red is usually hard to see on camera. So I'm going to focus on cheese and I'm going to make it green. So yes, let's pretend this is Dr. Seuss and everything is green, right? So that's what we're going to do. Cheryl says, I can't see the chat. Well, I see you in the chat, Cheryl, so you should be there. You're in the right area. So I see you, Cheryl. So I see your comment. So you are definitely where you need to be. And you definitely commented in the chat. So you may have to scroll a little bit. Maybe you'll see it that way. Okay, I'm going to move my burger to the side just a bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. Alrighty, here we go. So we're going to start with the cheese. Someone is asking, how do I get the written instructions? Right here is the question from Joni, I think. Okay, the written instructions currently only available in the ebook. So here's the link up there. That is where you find the written instructions. There's a QR code if you rather use that, then type this up. I also put it in YouTube in the chat. There is like a black bar at the top somewhere. That is the pinned link. That is that link right there. You also see it in the description. So the pattern is right now currently only available in the ebook. So make sure you grab that so you have the written instructions. Okay, so Claudia says, if you're vegetarian, can it be just grilled cheese? You do whatever works for you. If you want to change the colors up, go for it, okay? So here we go. I'm going to, let me see what it says. Chain of 7. So let's do that. Chain of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we're going to start from the second chain from the hook, and we're going to crochet 1 single crochet per stitch until the end. So I'm going to show you the entire cheese piece so that way you can see how it looks like. Obviously mine is done in green, but hey, you know, we're just making a Dr. Seuss style a little bit. Someone says you can add bacon. Yeah, cool, totally add bacon to it. Mine doesn't have bacon, but you can totally add bacon to it if you wanted to. You know, I just didn't write a pattern for the bacon. So once you have that, I do recommend adding this part a little bit longer. So that is the one that you're going to use to weave it in, or better to sew it on. So make sure your yarn end is longer. This is a really short one because I'm just demonstrating it, but I recommend longer. So let's say half a foot or so. Okay. So now let's go into the next rounds. So the next round is going to be a decrease. We're doing a regular decrease, no, you know, fancy one or something. You're just going to do a regular decrease. So you're going to go through 2 stitches and you're going to pull up a loop. So it looks like this. Then yarn over, pull through. That's your decrease. Then you have 2 stitches here in a center, which are just single crochet stitches. And then you have another decrease here at the end. So again, regular decrease, nothing fancy. Pulling up 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through. Now you're going to turn, and now you're going to do just decreases. So we have 2 decreases in a row, like so. Here's one. Here would be the other. And then you're going to do 1 more because we have 2 stitches left. So 1 and 2 loops pulled up, yarn over, pull through, and then you're going to fasten it off and weave it in. Okay, so that is the cheese part. As I said, make sure this guy is longer, otherwise you have to weave this guy over and use it to weave it in. It's up to you. I personally think it's easier if you just have this one longer and this one shorter, and then just weave it in, and then you're good. And then this part you just have to use to sewing it in. Okay, I'm gonna snip this, and this is the cheese part. Okay, so this is the teeny tiny piece. That's all you need for the cheese. How many are you gonna do? That is up to you. How many cheese slices are you putting on your burger? Okay, it really does not matter. I can count it for you later so you know how many I did, but it does not matter. Okay, how's it going, everyone? CBS says, now that I have the kids settled, now I can pay attention. I am so glad. Someone else says, cheese and pickles. No, someone put cheese and pickles together. There's only one type of pickles I like, and that is German pickles. I do not like dill pickles. So American pickles, I'm so sorry. I do not like you. I don't like American pickles. Check out German pickles. Get them at World Market. They're the best pickles. Okay, so now let's go and make the tomato. Okay, you're going to start with a magic ring. So this is how I do the magic ring. Hold tight here. Again, I would recommend making this longer for my little swatch. I'm keeping it short, right? And you're going to make an X, go in, pull up your loop, and you're going to make a chain of 1, like so. That keeps the magic ring in place. That's all that it's there for. Okay, it does not count as a stitch. Now we're going to add 6 single crochets to the ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're going to close it up, and you're going in rows now, not rounds. We're going in rows because we're doing half a tomato. The other half is hidden behind in the burger, I guess, if you want to call it that way. Claudia says, only support pickles, amigurumi for me. I totally get that. Someone wants guacamole. You can make guacamole, you know, I mean, totally add it onto it if you like. I personally think the guacamole is going to look like lettuce for crochet, but hey, you do you. Okay, so let's go to the next round. That one is very easy. So as I said, row, you're going to turn your work, and you're going to go in rows now. You're going to crochet 2 single crochet stitches per stitch. You could technically just do 1 and then 2, but I wanted to be a little bit more wavy because it's a tomato, right? These are floppy. Tomatoes are floppy. So we're going to add 2 single crochet stitches per stitch. and then you're going to snip it off. That's literally it. You could make it bigger. If you want your tomato to be bigger, then go for it. I personally think the tomato should not be as big as a cheese slice, or it should be at least equal to it, right? Depending how big, maybe if you have beef tomatoes, it's going to be big slices. Okay, so once it's like this, all you're doing is snipping it off. Obviously, make sure this one of the pieces is longer, right, for the sewing part of it, okay? So there we go. We have our cheese slice. Now, let's talk about the onion and the lettuce, okay? So I'm going to show it to you here, and I'm actually going to demonstrate it on here so you can see how this looks like, okay? So the onions are done in different ways. I'm going to show you the onion first. So once you add, I highly recommend sewing on your cheese and tomato slices first. Put them randomly throughout. As you can see, mine are literally random. There's no specific order. You add them however you like. Please tell me a burger that looks exactly the same. It doesn't exist, okay? So you add your tomato slices and cheese however you like. You can even add them on top of each other. You can see how some of my onions are kind of, you know, on top. It is up to you. Okay, so let me show you how I did the onions. I'm not going to, you know, make it permanent, but I'm just going to pretend that this part is down here, like either way, right? So I'm going to show you down here. So all I did is I added a single crochet. So like so. The amount of chains you're going to add is up to you. How big is your onion? You can see that some of them are smaller, some of them are longer. So I think I wrote down between, yeah, like 6 to 7 chains. Okay, so you can even add 5 maybe one time. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm just going to do 6, and then you kind of go over, but make sure that the amount of stitches you're going to go over, again, depends on your chain count. I want it to be a little bit rounded, as you can see there. I'm going to make it a hint brighter so you can see it. Hang on. Hint brighter. There we go. So you can see here that it's, you know, I want it to be like almost, think of it like a mouth, like a little bit rounded. So I'm not going to go over 6 stitches. I'm going to go over maybe like 2, 3, 4 stitches. Okay. And all I'm doing right here is make a single crochet stitch like so. And now I'm going to go back because I want it to be, you know, onion rings. Okay. So that means I'm going to make the same amount or less or more, it's up to you, chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then go back into the stitch where you came from and make a slip stitch or a single crochet is up to you, right? And then all you have to do is weave in your ends, and that will be an onion. Okay, or the onion rings, if that makes sense, right? So I made these obviously in white. I'm just demonstrating in green because white is hard to see. So that is how you do it. And you just do them in between, wherever you want them to be, okay? Are there any questions about the onion? It's very easy, okay? So everyone, a thrifty crocheter is saying, I hope everyone is having a terrific Tuesday. I totally agree. It is a terrific Tuesday because you guys all showed up here. Thank you guys for being here. I see about 50 people here today. We're halfway there to 100. Can we get to 100? Anyways, so this is the onion, okay? So I'm going to rip it out now so I can show you the lettuce part, okay? So for the lettuce, it is actually very similar to the onion, just that it's continuous, okay? So for the lettuce down here, in order to make it kind of a little bit wavy, I did exactly the same as I did for the onion, just in one giant circle, not back and forth. As you can see here, I did like one over and then come back. I didn't do that here. Here, where for the lettuce, I went right below here on the bottom, literally on the last round or kind of in between. Sometimes you can see it's kind of in between the, you know, dark layer where the meat is and the light layer, which is the bun part of it. So that's kind of where I went. Now, if you want your cheese on the top, your lettuce on the top, then you have your lettuce on the top. You could flip the entire thing upside down. You do however you like, okay? So anyways, once you have a single crochet here, now you're going to make a certain amount of chains. I think I wrote down 4 through 7. Okay, it really depends. Like this one is longer versus this one is shorter, right? Then this one is shorter again. This one is shorter than this one is even shorter. But over here we have a longer one again, right? So lettuce looks different. It's wavy. So the idea is that the amount of stitches or chains that you make less stitches on the bottom that you're skipping. So for example, if I make, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, then I would go over probably like about 2 stitches. So I'll go over 2 stitches. You can make a slip stitch or you make a single crochet stitch. It's up to you. Sometimes single is a little easier, you know, than a slip stitch, because slip stitches are bending down a little bit and it doesn't look as right. So I usually do single. And then again, you make a certain amount of chains. So here I'm going to do 3, and then maybe I'll just skip 1 stitch. So the next time I'm going to make 7. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then I go over maybe, let's say, 4 stitches, okay? So that is a little bit longer. So again, you can see the difference, right? So you have here some shorter ones, really short, and then you have some longer ones. So you kind of spread this all the way around until you get to the end, and then all you have to do is weave in your ends. So that is how I did the lettuce. Are there any questions about the lettuce, the onions, the tomato, or the cheese? I need to know, because those are the things that are most important for the burger. Now, of course, you could add bacon to it. I don't have a pattern for bacon in this case, or for guacamole if you wanted that. So yeah, you can make, I even think if you like more lettuce, maybe make a second row of lettuce. Like you see, I did only 1. You could totally go underneath or above and make a second layer. If you like a lot of lettuce on your burger, then make it double layered, right? Like go around it twice in order to have a little bit more volume. That's totally fine, because you know, sometimes people put multiple layers of lettuce on. The reason I only did 1 is because the burger is not that big, right? So for me, I didn't want to add that much lettuce, but you can totally add more lettuce. I needed to see the meat in between, if that makes sense. That's why I didn't add too much. Let's see. Angela says, I need hot peppers and pickles. If you want to add pickles to it, go for it. I mean, technically, I guess you could call this one a pickle, and you can kind of, you know, squeeze that in between. It's green. It's a pickle, right? Kind of squeeze it in between. There you go. That's how it looks like if there's a pickle in between. I mean, I would probably do it in darker green than lighter green, so that way it stands out, because, you know, pickles are usually darker than the lettuce part. So, I mean, it depends on which lettuce, but let's say it's romaine lettuce, right, or iceberg lettuce. Those are lighter. But if you're using like a pickle, I would probably use darker green, and then just, you know, put those throughout. It's totally up to you. It is totally up to you. But then this is how the burger looks like in the end. It's very easy. The other thing you could do, which I didn't do, you know, because my burgers in Germany, the way I grew up with them, I mean, actually, we didn't have a lot of burgers in Germany. We have more steak and sausages and stuff. So we have French rolls, and our French rolls don't really have sesame seeds on it. But if you wanted to be more realistic of a burger, you know, add some sesame seeds on it. How can you do that? Just use white yarn and make little lines and go throughout, right? The other thing you could do is add beads. So, you know, teeny tiny white beads, and sew those ones on. That totally works too. Nana says this is a Build-A-Burger. I agree. Oh, I love that. That is a good name for it. Build-A-Burger. Yes. So go ahead and build your own burger. I love that name. I wish I could claim it. Oh my gosh, Nana, great idea. Good for you. Man, I love that one. I wish I would have come up with this one. Nana, let's give her credit for Nana. That's a good one. Anyways, you can add some sesame seeds on it if you like, okay? I didn't, because for me, my burger has a French roll. But if you want sesame seeds, again, white yarn, make little tiny lines, right? Obviously sewn on before you add the tissue box inside. Or, as I said, beads is another one you could add on and sew that on. You could even glue those on if you have glue. If you don't want to sew it on, you could even glue them on. You have to just be careful. Don't have them around kids in case the glue is not strong enough and they take them off. You don't want them to, you know, eat any beads or something like that. You know, I mean, looks very realistic. We don't want them to bite into that burger, am I right? Anyways, are there any more questions about the burger? It's actually very easy pattern. Again, the written instructions currently only available in the ebook. Okay, I think we did a good job on the burger. Let me know if you have questions on the burger, but I think you can really make it your own, or as Nana says, build your own burger, right? Build the burger. I really like this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I want to see your burgers. If you're making a burger tissue box cover, please let me see it. If you're turning it into a Subway sandwich, go ahead and do that as well. The only thing you would do different, obviously, is that one side doesn't have the brown part of it, right? You could even add it with, you know, turn it instead of brown, make it tuna, whatever. I mean, there's so many things you can modify this pattern with, as long as you don't sell the pattern as your own, which you're not allowed to do legally. Then you could totally, you know, customize it for yourself and build your own burger. Really excited. Anyways, so let's go through the rest of the tissue box covers that are in this ebook, so that way you have an informed decision whether or not you want to get this ebook, whether it is for you. Okay, remember, we are going to have prizes at the end, so make sure you stay till the end if you want to win a prize. Okay, we need to get to 100 viewers. You see the number up there. Let's get to 100 viewers in order to have 3 prizes, otherwise it'll be 2. Okay, so what is going to be in the tissue box cover ebook? So these are the patterns that are in it. This is the gift tissue box cover that we did for the mystery crochet along. It was inspired by my own pattern that I did for the square tissue box cover. This is obviously the rectangular one. We're only talking about the rectangular ones here. I will mention the square ones later on. That is a separate ebook, a separate product. So if you are going to get both, you're going to have 40 patterns in total. Otherwise, it'll be 20 for just the rectangular ones. Okay, so this is the gift tissue box cover. Then we also have the granny stitch tissue box cover, which I personally think is a really good way to get started. It's a very beginner and easy, and a beginner friendly and easy pattern. It also works up very quickly, and you can change up the colors very easily to make it work for your own style. So if you are a granny lover, this might be something. When I say granny lover, I'm talking about the stitch or the granny square, right? But obviously this only uses the granny stitch, and this one is an absolute beautiful pattern that you can whip up very quickly. Now, do be clear, you will see peekaboos of the tissue box. Okay, so if you don't like that, I would recommend adding some kind of you know, liner on the inside if you wish. You could add something neon, you know, to kind of shine through. Who knows? There's so many things that you could do to customize something, right? Then where are my healthcare workers at? Or let's say people that know people in healthcare, that work in healthcare, doctors, nurses, EMT, or I personally even think firefighters. This might be also a good idea for them. Or even, I actually think even a police officer might appreciate that, right? I mean, we all need something fun. And all of those that work in healthcare or that help, you know, people in need when they are hurt or in some kind of way, they all have a first aid kit. And let's be clear, every single car should have a first aid kit. Every single car. I don't even know if that's the law, but I believe everyone should have one. Anyways, if you don't, go have one. This is your reminder to have a first aid kit in your car. But anyways, this one is a great one because you can easily add something onto it, like a name, a you know, the level they are in the hospital. Let's say they are in an emergency or something. You could write down emergency room or whatever. You can add Dr. So and so on, right? You could customize it for whomever you make it for, or you just leave it blank the way it is, meaning standard first aid kit, right? And it has tissues in it. And let's be clear, everyone in healthcare definitely needs tissues around. They always do, right? So they're probably going to have some tissue boxes laying around. So might as well spice them up a little bit and make them really, really pretty looking, right? We don't want to look at the same old tissue boxes. This one kind of at least blends in and looks nice, right? Then we have a tissue box that is obviously perfect for anyone in the school system, whether you are working in a school system or whether you are a student. I'm just saying, you might even love crayons in general. Let's say you're a planner or journalist, like a journal person or a bullet journal, whatever. If you like anything like that, then definitely this might be for you. Crayon, this one can easily be changed into a pen, of course. Just change up the colors to make it look like a pen, right? There's a little bit of polyfill at the back. There's some in the front, so it is cushioned, so it shouldn't hurt anyone. It's not hard or anything. It's a perfect little project that you can whip up, especially now school's starting or has started, depending on where you live, right? This will be great for a teacher gift as well. I'm just saying, I just love it. It's adorable. Now, this will be great for anyone who loves either history, right? The 60s. This is a typical 60s toaster, as we determined yesterday, 60s toaster. Or if you know a chef, someone who bakes, cooks, whatever, I'm sure they love and appreciate a toaster. I don't know how many of them actually have toasters, because those who work in as a baker or as a cooker, I don't know. Do they all have toasters? Sometimes I feel like they like, nope, we're not going to use a toaster. We don't have toasters. Similar for like a microwave. They don't have microwaves, right? But anyways, this is a cute little one that you can have around, right? Let's say they are peeling some onions or something like that, since we were talking about onions, right? They might be having some tears floating around. Well, they're going to need a toaster around, so they have some tissues ready to go, right? Let's see. Hello, Sheila. I'm glad you're here. Sheila Biden. Yay. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see your tissue box covers. These are going to look amazing. All right, let's see. Patricia says, how do we make the hole in the top? Well, there's a pattern. The written instructions tell you exactly how to start here at the top and work your way down. In fact, we did it for the gift tissue box cover. It comes with 2 video tutorials teaching you the top and the sides. So that pattern is free, available on my website, the gift tissue box cover. So that way you have the videos with it and the written instructions. And this one is very similar. It's not the same. The toaster's done slightly different. This one kind of is broken up. We're not changing colors here. You're making the sides separately in rows and then seaming it closed. Now, you could do it in rounds if you wanted to, but I personally think it had a better look to do it separately in rows. And then you could even make this one moving if you wanted to. You can add it movable, right, by attaching it just to the string or the yarn that you're using. Mine is sewn on, but if you wanted to move, you could make it move. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The next one is for any Lego lovers. This one is a soft brick. I actually think this is a perfect one for anyone who loves Legos, because I'm sure they need some tissues around too. I feel like every room should have some kind of tissues. But anyway, so this soft brick literally is soft. The little pebbles there on the top, the little bumps, they are soft. They have some polyfill inside, so you know, shouldn't hurt yourself or anything. Personally, I also think that tissue box covers don't just look good, they are also protective. How many times does someone, like, you know, grab a tissue box and the corners can sometimes be kind of pointy, right? When you have a cover around it, it definitely is not pointy. It is more rounded and it looks, you know, a little bit less like you're going to hurt yourself. So personally thinking a cover is also to protect yourself. Just saying. Okay, anyways, I love this soft brick. This is perfect for kids, for any Lego lovers, even if you're an adult. I'm sure they would appreciate it. So think about getting that one if you wanted to, or making that one. Then we are going to talk about the dog tomorrow a little bit more in detail. Yes, we're doing a doggy tomorrow, and I'm going to make the nose with a squeaker in its side so you can see how that looks like. So tomorrow's focus is going to be the doggy. So the doggy is in the tissue box cover ebook as well. The written instructions will stay in in there for now. So this one is a good one. It has cute little ears, floppy ears. So we're going to work on those tomorrow. The back paws, the tail and the front paws are very similarly done. But so my focus will be definitely the nose, the full nose with a squeaker in it. And I'm going to show you how to do the ears as well. It's going to be so much fun. So that one is definitely a fan favorite. Everyone loves a doggy. So for those doggy lovers out there, this might be something you want to whip up. Then we have a kitty cat, which we focused on yesterday. So if you missed the video tutorial yesterday, we made the kitty cat. We went through all the different pieces in terms of the kitty cat. Both the dog and the cat have a pipe cleaner / wire in the tail to make sure it stands up. So if you wish to do that as well, I would recommend you do that. Add something in it to make it stand up or even bendable. I would not recommend the wooden stick or anything. That's just going straight up. But a pipe cleaner or wire would be good. And make sure it's attached somehow to the bottom of the tissue box so that way it bends but still stands up when you need it to stand up. This one is a really adorable one. It reminds me of our kitty cat that we used to have. His name was Nibbles, and he was a wild orange cat. He was very wild, and he was ice skating all the time, and this is kind of what he was doing. And then he was sitting like that. His back paws were underneath his body, so you didn't see him, aka I didn't add them here because they were typically underneath, but if you wanted to add them, you can. And then his front paws were like spread out, and he was like, right? It was really funny. It was hilarious. I think I may have some videos. It's really fun. Anyways, then we also have a succulent or cactus, if you want to call it that way. I personally just going to stick with succulent because this is what for me a succulent looks like. Okay, so you could totally change this up to make more leaves, right? Make it kind of work for you. You are going to get a video tutorial with that. So if you have the written instructions, you will see there's a video tutorial for the actual leaves as well as the let's say hanging plant part of it. So you have a video tutorial that comes with it, so you don't have to worry about that, right? This one is a really fun pattern. I personally think this is great for anyone who has a green thumb or doesn't have a green thumb. If you don't have a green thumb, you know this is not going to die on you. And if you do have a green thumb, then you know you can kind of put this in between your plants to kind of, blend in and look good while you still have tissues around, because sometimes you even need tissues when we work on our succulents. Am I right? Winona, hello, first time here. Love the idea. So glad you came and made it. Are you going to get the ebook to make your own? I would love to know. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is the burger we just made. So quick reminder, you can totally customize this for your own, add more things to it like pickles, etc. This is the version I made and I absolutely love it. So the next one is great for any book lovers. Where are my book lovers at? You can also customize this to make it your own, meaning if you have a book that you absolutely love, or a book lover that is like a diehard fan for a certain book, right? You could customize it on there and add something to it, whether it's in crochet, an embroidery, iron-on. Now make sure if it's an iron-on that you're using cotton yarn to make sure that you can add the iron-on. Do not use acrylic of any sort, but you could even turn this into a Bible if you wanted to. You could add your own name to it and say, this is the book I made. I'm the author of this book, right? That would be kind of cool. I'm just saying. There are so many variety of things that you can add onto this book cover, and it works perfect for any library or even a librarian. If you have a librarian that is in your family or a friend group, they might appreciate that one as well. All right, let's hop to the next one, which is a fan favorite as well. This one is the lamp that actually has a light on top that is wireless, rechargeable. Mine happens to have 3 lights. Now, obviously that part is not crochet, but it is in the materialist so you know where to get it from if you wish to make your own. If you live in another country, you might have to substitute according to, you know, whatever's available at in your country, right? Because shipping might be crazy then. But this one is the one that I got here in America, and it's easily available. I love this one. It's the perfect size. It turns into a perfect lamp shade, right? Or lamp. It's nicely displayed in your home. I'm just saying it fits in. It kind of really disguises your tissues right there, because obviously the tissue box itself is the stand. That little, you know, light switch doesn't actually work. That's just for decorative purposes. There's a little button there on the top that makes it turn on, off, etc. But absolutely love this lamp. It turned out great. My hubby gave me a few tips and, you know, design ideas, which I added onto it, and I think it turned out great in the end. So I'm very, very happy with it. Holly and Missile says, I'm an author and it should make the book cover, book match one of my covers. You are an author? That is amazing. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. That's a big deal to be an author. I'm an author of 34 books, so I know how that feeling is. I'm self-published with only ebooks, but that is really, really cool. I would love to see your version with your name on it. That would be really cool. I'm just saying. Anyways, so you guys are all loving these. I'm so excited. Leave some more comments if you have any ideas how you would customize your own tissue boxes. I would love to know. The other one that's a fan favorite is, of course, the pool table, which personally I think is great for a man cave, right? Or any pool lovers, even teenagers. I have this feeling some teenagers would appreciate a pool table. Now you can play with the balls, of course. This is obviously not crochet. The balls and the stick and all that stuff, I got it, you know, I had like a little pool table, like a toy pool table, so you know, that one is like $10-ish, depending on when you get it, where you get it, whatever, and you can just use that to, you know, customize it, make it your own. You could totally crochet those parts as well. I didn't, because I really wanted to make it look like an actual pool table, and a pool table typically has fabric on the top, and that's obviously for me the crochet part of it. The balls obviously do not fit in the little holes right there, but I mean, even if they would fit in there, the tissue box is underneath, right? You would have to have an empty tissue box in order to make it work, right? But hey, you could do it. Now the only problem is that you still have a slot there in a center where the tissues are coming out, so really it is for demonstration purposes, to, you know, decorate it, and to kind of show off and to always have tissues ready to go. You could even glue the balls on if you're worried about losing them as you pull your tissues out, so they're not kind of slipping into that little you know, little opening right there. But you do you. I'm so excited for this one. This one is a really great one. Let me know if you're going to make the pool table. Leave me a comment down below. All right, let's go to some other ones you guys are loving. Here we go. The next one I want to show off is the gingerbread house. That one is another fan favorite. I got inspired by my own pattern for this one. I already had a square tissue box cover. This one is the rectangular one. And I think this is a great way to really customize it and make it work for you. So this one is worked from the bottom up. You make first the body or the brick part of the, or the walls, whatever you want to call it, of the house, right? With the front triangle part of it and back triangle part. Then you're going to make the rooftop. Then you're going to assemble it all, you know, sewing it together, etc. Add some plastic canvas inside. Yes, there's plastic canvas inside to make sure everything is nice and sturdy and holds up. Of course, there's a hole there on the top, and then you're going to add the chimney on it, right? You're just going to crochet in rounds up there, and then you have the tissues that are being pulled out from there. It's really cool. And then decorate it however you wish to make your own gingerbread house the way you want it to look like. Hey, you could add a lot more candy to yours in crochet, as stickers, as applique, whatever you wanted to do. I can't wait to see yours. Now the next one is, of course, a fan favorite. I'm already seeing a lot of comments in here. Karen loves the piano. Someone else also said they love the piano. Who was it? Michelle, they love the piano. This one is a good one. Claudia says, ooh, that little chimney. I know, isn't that so cool? Martha says she will be making the pool table, and she got the ebook. Let's go, Martha. Yay! I'm so excited for you. All right. So the piano is a really cool one because it has a storage opportunity in the back right there. You could add a speaker into it, or I added a link for a little recorder that is typically used for like a birthday card or something like that. I'm looking around and seeing if I can find a tiny speaker that I can also link in the pattern if you wish to add that. Now, obviously, I won't have it at home, but you could add just a little speaker, a wireless speaker that fits in the back there that you could put in there that connects to your phone, and that way you have your piano playing actual music. You get what I'm saying? And then you have the tissues coming out there right in the front where the music sheets are. Love that one. It is made with mosaic crochet just for the keys part of it, and the rest of it is literally just single crochet. It is very easy to do. If you know how to do mosaic crochet, the rest of it is straightforward, very easy, and this one actually whips up very quickly. I love this one. It turned out beautifully. There's plastic canvas on the inside to make sure everything is nice and sturdy and stands up. You don't want it to collapse, right? But there are so many opportunities to add something inside and make it really cool and make it really like an eye-catching piece. I mean, how many of us do really have a piano at home? This is like, you know, piano's so expensive. Might as well have a crochet one, and that is also multi-purpose. It's a speaker, right? It has tissues inside. It's maybe even better than an actual piano. I'm just saying, especially if you don't play piano. All right, the next one is a bee, which one of my sons loves. He loves bees. This one is a good one. The wings are obviously the tissues, so you can split your tissues in half, right? So like it is multi-layered. Some tissues have like 3 layers, 4 layers. Really depends on what tissues you buy or have, right? Or you just take another piece and kind of like, you know, put it on the side. So even if you pull out another one, that one stays there at all times, right? So keep that in mind. For me, I added the tissues as the wings. I didn't want to add extra wings because I felt like, you know, a bee doesn't have that many wings. It has 2 wings. So, and then there's a stinger in the back, which you unfortunately can't see from this angle, but I wanted to show you the cute little eyes there in the front. So this one is also very easy to do. It's actually worked from the front to the back, and it's, you know, crocheted in rows, and it's actually very straightforward and very easy to do. Then another one we did a few days ago was the sofa. This one was a fun one. Also very easy pattern. It is worked from the top down, meaning the actual part of it is the foundation pattern is similar to the gift one. It's actually the same as the gift one. And then you just add the cushions on it, which I had a tutorial for you a few days ago. And then of course the pillows there too. Absolutely love the sofa. This one was actually designed for my mom because she really, really wanted that, and she's been asking for this for a long time. So I'm like, okay, I finally will make it. Everyone wants rectangular tissue boxes, so I'm gonna make her a sofa. Claudia says, the wings, my world, those tissue boxes are cute and sticky. Claudia, I am so excited. Claudia, did you get the ebook yet? I sure hope you did, so that way you can make all of them or as many as you like. These ones make really, really fun gifts too. Then for anyone who loves some sweets, especially strawberries and chocolate. Now, of course, you could turn this into a vanilla cake too if you wanted to, right? I mean, mine is a chocolate one because I'm a chocolate gal. So, and I love strawberries, and the best combination is strawberries and chocolate. I mean, can't get better than that, right? So if you love this, then definitely this one is something that does add on to your diet. It's a different type of fiber that you're adding to your life and your journey, and it doesn't go away. It doesn't get bad. It will never, you know, have to be thrown away. It is absolutely always going to be there for you. You can always celebrate. And this is also great. I mean, can you imagine adding some candles on it or something like that? That would be kind of cool, especially if you gift it to someone. I think it's cool. Now, remember, when I say candles, I'm talking about crochet candles or fake candles, you know, or don't add candles that actually, you know, be used with fire. Okay, that would not be good with your crochet. But there are other things that you can add on to it. Karen says, I will be using pom-poms for the balls and the chopsticks for the sticks. Ooh, that's a great idea. You mean for the pool table, Karen? A fantastic idea. Love that. Nana says, just about have my crochet couch finished. Oh my God, please share a picture when you do. I can't wait to see it. Oh my gosh, that's going to be amazing. And Nana says, I will rise for the occasion and won't settle him in the waist. That's a good one. Then we have a train, which is one of my favorites. I absolutely love how the train turned out. Down the road, I will be adding more wagons and things on the back there, right, to continue on, you know, for coal, for passengers, the caboose, etc. There's a lot of things you can add onto the back, and I'm really excited. I added a little hook there, so that way I can connect them all. I love it. It turned out so good. It kind of got inspired by the Polar Express in terms of the front part of it. You know that, you know, if you've ever watched the Polar Express, you know what I mean. That front view, when they show you the front view of that Polar Express, right? With that circle and the little light, right? And then it tries to go through the ice. Oh my gosh. Yes. Trying to save the train. Anyways, this one is a good one. I absolutely love how it turned out. My dad's a retired train engineer for, I don't know how many years. How was he? I think more than 45 years he was a train engineer. And then my uncle has his model train, like the fancy ones that he has, and he loves trains too. So trains are definitely in our family, and my kids loved trains when they were little. I grew up in front of a train station, so we even had, like, you know, the things going up and down, and I didn't hear them anymore. I mean, there's a lot of things I didn't hear anymore when you live close to a train station, but yeah, we have trains around. And then, of course, an American style school bus. So if you have teachers around or anyone who loves school buses, this might be for you. You can bend this stop sign back and forth. So it is really cool. My husband says this looks like something from a movie or a show. Let's say the Magic School Bus or something, right? This is the only tissue box cover that has two boxes on the inside. So, which personally I think is great for teachers, because if one tissue box is running out of tissues, you flip it upside down, meaning you take the bottom one, put it on the bottom, the top one, put it on the bottom, and the bottom one to the top, so that you have more tissues coming out, right? You always have tissues ready to go. So this one is a great one. It has some stuffing on the front and also in the wheels, so it's very 3D like, very as much realistic as I could make it. It has like a license plate, it has the lights, it has of course the reflectors, etc. So I think it turned out really great. So if you love school buses, you might want to make this. I do want to point out, if you need to adjust the pattern according to your own tension and tissue boxes, you may have to do that. Mine works for my tissue box, okay, with my tension, and it has a certain amount of stitches all the way around. So if you feel like you need to adjust and add more or less stitches for the windows or the door, etc., you can adjust that accordingly. Make sure you don't pull your yarn too much, okay, especially when you're carrying your yarn. Don't do that, because otherwise it shifts around and stuff. But I think these are great ideas that you can make for yourself. Nana says the short strands of the battery operated lights for the lights on the school bus too. Yes, you could totally add lights to it. Now be aware, anything that has electricity to it, or anything that uses energy, right, from something, batteries, etc., be careful. There's polyfill inside. This is yarn. Always be careful. I'm just going to say it out loud, okay? Whether or not something's going to happen or not, always be careful. You don't want anything to happen and spark or whatever, especially using old batteries inside. You know what I'm talking about, okay? So just be careful so nothing, you know, turns on fire and stuff. All right, so let me show you how they actually look like in action. So here we go. This is my video that kind of demonstrates it all. Don't get dizzy or anything. Focus on one at a time, so that way you can see it. For example, the light, you can see how I'm switching the colors. So if you're getting the exact same light shade, I guess, you can see the different colors. It has like a warm, a cool, and a white light. So however you want to do it. It actually lasts quite long. I was actually surprised how long the light lasted. If you're, you know, using it all day long, I would recommend, you know, charging it. You can hide the cable kind of from the back there if you keep it plugged in or something like that. That might work. It is technically used for wireless. Then you can also see here for the piano, you can see it how I open it. So you can put your speaker or whatever you want to put inside. I turned a few of them around so you can see it, like the gingerbread house. You can see from all angles. And the same is true for the bee and the book. And then you can see how I played with the pool table. These are some really, really great creations. I'm really proud of this one. I know there's not a lot of times where I can really say I'm proud of it, but this one is one of those prize where I'm like, I think every single one of these tissue box covers turned out amazing. If you are going to make any of them, please tag me and show it off. I would love to see them. Let me know which one is your favorite. I just love them all. They're all amazing. I just have a hard time deciding which ones are my favorite. Anyways, the sale is going on until tomorrow. So use that coupon code right there. Tissues15 gets you $15 off until the 27th of August 2025, which is tomorrow according to making this video. This is the link. I'm going to pop it into the comments so it's easier to find. This will be posted both on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, the Facebook page. Even though I shared it into the group, it'll be on the Facebook page. So you can find it there or here on YouTube as well. I am so happy how this turned out. Let me know which one is your favorite. Cheryl says, I love them all. I love them all. You're like, I can't decide. Definitely. Claudia says the piano, the book, the train, but all. I love your comment. Yes, definitely all of them. All right, let me remind you really quickly all the different features of this ebook because it's really important, although it's said right there. Okay, we have 20 written patterns, all rectangular tissue boxes, ad-free, printer-friendly. Out of the 18 are exclusive to the ebook alone. You can't find it anywhere else in written format, okay? If you want the patterns, get the ebook. The entire ebook is less than $20 with that coupon code, okay? I will show you in a second another ebook you can purchase at the same time. That is also tissue box covers, but for square ones. I'll show them to you in a second. It comes with more than 10 videos. By tomorrow, the 27th, we have 14 videos included, okay? And I may even add more in the future, which is why I said 10 plus. Then it has 60 pages. It has a table of content, material links, table of content and menu are clickable, so you can tap and jump to the content. Material links and video links are included too, so you know exactly what I used and how I did it, okay? So both of those are included. You don't have to type anything up. It's just literally tap and jump. It comes with a lot of different features. You can add music to your piano. You have a functional lamp. You have an actual pool table and so many other wow patterns. I think this is a great way. And Patricia says she's beginner and I'm excited to learn. These are a lot of beginner friendly patterns, a lot of single crochets. So if you know how to do single crochet, I'm sure you can do this one. And as I said, many videos are included to help you along. Patricia, this is definitely for you. If you love these, then that is for you. Cheryl says, I'm going to give the piano to a friend who plays piano. Perfect! They can put it on top of their piano. And if they don't want to play themselves, they just press a button. You know, if you put a speaker inside, I think that makes the perfect gift for any musician. Definitely. Nancy loves the lamp and the dog. Yay. Gigi says, love them all. Perfect. Am I pronouncing the way you do? Martha too. Yes, love them all. Go get them for yourself if you haven't done so. Angel says, because 18 of the 20 are exclusive. I bought it way early on. I am so happy for you, Angel. Yay. All right, so let me show you the other ebook that I have that you can get at the same time, okay? I put this one on sale at the same time, so the only way to get this one on sale is if you get this one, okay? It's through the checkout process. So during the checkout process, you will see that you need to add the coupon code, hit the apply button, don't forget that. And then right below it, you will see a box that says, do you want this one on sale too? This is the only way to get this one on sale too. This is another 20 tissue boxes, but all using square tissue boxes. So these are rectangular ones. These are square ones, okay? So you can see there are some variety of patterns in there, including some holiday ones like Christmas, even Halloween. There's a pumpkin, there's a spider, and all kinds of other animals, etc. Even a calendar is included and a Rubik's Cube. So a lot of fun patterns are included in this one as well. So this one is our square one, and then this one is the rectangular one. You can get both of them at the same time on sale. So it's pretty much like a 2-in-1. So really it feels like a 2-in-1. So this one is definitely a great one. So these are all the rectangular ones. I am so excited for these. So excited for these. Let's see. Rebecca says, I have a friend that lives in a converted bus to an RV, so that might be try to make a bus. Yay! Oh my God, that would be cool. I would love to see that if you're going to do that for sure. Let's see. Nana says, I have to say the patterns and directions are wonderful for beginners. I agree. The one thing I have not mentioned here, and it's really important, is the font size is very large. So we have font size 14 to make it easy to read, easy to follow along, easy to go back and forth between the ebook or printed version. If you want to print it out, I added all the links that you need in order to print it out yourself. You can. So you can see I did it myself. I added a little spiral to it. I do this for all my ebooks, so you can see you can print this out yourself as well with a regular printer. You can turn it into your spiral if you wish. I have all the information listed in the download section right below. There's a video teaching you exactly how to do this. So if you wish to do it yourself, you can. You can also just put it in a regular binder if you wanted to. But I would recommend it. If you wanted, you know, if you want like traditional, old-fashioned, go print it out yourself. Totally fine. All right. Let's see. Nana says, you know, you'll be adding more tissue boxes into your books. Down the road, I might. I won't be adding it to this one. It'll be like a volume 2 or something like that. So I already can tell there's a lot of people who want these, want more of them. Let's see. Cheryl says she got them both on Sunday. Yay! I'm so happy for you. And Carol says the large font is easy on your eyes. For sure. Definitely very easy. That's why I made it big. I rather add more pages to it than for you to having to squint your eyes. And then plus I added video tutorials, which are very important, so that way you can follow along easily no matter what, and you won't have any problems. It's definitely great for beginners, no matter what, right? All right, so we talked a lot about tissue boxes now. I think it's time for some prices. Woohoo! Okay, so let me remind you of a couple of things. So first of all, it's prize time. Okay, so we're gonna go live tomorrow one more time, okay? One more time tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific time, and hopefully we'll reach over 100 then, because today we reached, I think, just under 60, so during the live itself. So if you want to get 3 prizes, go tell your crochet besties to join us tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific time. We're gonna make the doggy. I'm already telling you, so that way you know. We're making the doggy. So come back for that, and I'm also gonna give away more prizes. That's the last day of prizes and live tutorials for the rectangular tissue box covers. Okay, so make sure you're aware of that. Add it to your calendar, to your clock, so that way you do not miss it. Okay, so let's talk about the prizes that you have a chance to win. We have a spinning wheel that will tell you in the end what you want in case you are determined to be a winner. We have a $10, $15, or $20 off an ebook that's currently not on sale. You also can get a free ebook of your choice. We also have a free yarn box. I'll show you in a second what's in it. And those are only for the US only, by the way. We also have 10, 20, or $30 Ravelry coupon code and 5 or 10 PDF patterns of your choice. Nana says only 60. I don't know what you mean. Oh, only 60 viewers? Yes, unfortunately. I think it's because it's a little later today. So maybe everyone is celebrating, you know, Taylor and Travis getting engaged. Maybe that's why. Everyone's celebrating it on social media and sharing to share it. That's why they forgot about me. Oh, crochet is important too. No, just tell them to come back tomorrow. It's fine. We can do 3 prizes tomorrow. Okay, so let me show you what's inside the yarn box. Okay, so this is a gift box, I should say. Let me make it a little bit darker so you can actually see it. Typically, I only send these out for new annual members of the Crochet Club, our membership, at a special time of the year, so not all year long, and that is only like 5 or 6 times a year. I think it's 5 times a year. It has to be during a special time, otherwise I don't send them out. So yeah, Tanya says some people are still working. I agree, some people are, but some people are not. For example, if you think of Europe right now, that is in the evening. They're not working unless they have night shifts or something like that. But anyways, let me show you what's inside the box. So there's an you don't get both, but you can get either a drawstring bag or the pouch. It is one or the other, okay? So not both. So you don't know what you're getting though, okay? So what's inside the pouch or drawstring bag would be a TCC Times. It also comes with a currently valid coupon code. Then we also have, of course, my business cards. If you want to hand this off to your friend. We have scissors and a hook of a random size. You don't know what you're getting. Then we have some stickers, some crochet stickers, and then one that says, I'm a member of the Crochet Club. Even if you're not, you're going to get this. Maybe it inspires you to join, to become a member. And then we also have a pin And we have either a magnet or a keychain. This is one or the other. You're getting one or the other. I made these myself, by the way. I should be proud of myself. Anyways, and then we have a keychain that is also a measuring tape. And then we have some tapestry needle and some stitch markers in there as well. So that is all that is inside either the pouch or the drawstring bag. So just so you know. And then we also have some yarn. Currently we have some leftover yarns from from her Hirschner's. So these are Hirschner's yarns. So if you want to use those, if you want to get those, then hopefully you're going to get one of these yarn boxes. Would be cool. Okay, so let me put this away. So that way we can get started on the prize questions. Okay, so I'm putting this away because I need to see. So here we go. So hopefully one of you guys will win one of the boxes today. It would be cool, right? Sometimes I have more boxes to give away and sometimes I have less. We'll see. The spinny wheel's the one deciding. Okay, question number 1. Remember, you need to answer one time only. And if you already won within the last month or so, do not answer the questions. Give everyone else a chance. Otherwise, I have to disqualify you because, you have to email me to get your price. And if I see that you got price within the last month or so, I have to disqualify you. I don't want to do that. So anyways, make sure that if you won within the last month or so, don't answer. Everyone else, answer one time per question. Here we go. This is the question for today. What did we crochet at the beginning of this video? You know this answer. I know you do. This is the same question we had every day. However, the answer is differently. What did we crochet at the beginning of the video? I'm going to take a sip of water here because I'm talking a lot and it gets dry back there. Try to talk a lot and then loud so you guys can hear me. Anyways, let's see. Who is going to give me the answer? Nana said, I've got my magnet on the fridge. Yes! What did he use the other things for? I would love to know. Maybe you can tell me later. All right. You guys know the answer. I'm okay with some typos, by the way. Don't say it again if you already wrote it. It's okay. As long as I know what you mean. I'm okay with some typos. Write it down. Typey. Go give me the answer. All right. It looks like all of you guys have got it. All right. Okay. I'm going to remove this so that we can find our winner. Here we go. I'm going to cover my eyes. All right. And mouse is in the right position. Let's scroll up and down. And let's find our winner. I'm going to stop. How about we're going to stop right. Where do I stop? I don't know. I'm going to stop right here. We have Angelise. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Congratulations. Yes, we made the burger tissue box, or tissue box cover, I should say. All right, let's see what the spinning wheel decides. We'll see. All right, the spinning wheel says you won. Let's see what it is. Ooh, it's a free yarn box. I sure hope that you live in the U.S. If you don't live in the U.S., you're going to get a free ebook instead. You tell us. Okay, the free yarn box is only for the U.S. If you're outside of the U.S., you get a free ebook instead. I have 34 different free ebooks, so definitely something you can pick from. But oh my gosh, in case you are in the U.S., yes, you got a free yarn box. Congratulations! Woohoo! Okay, so let's see what the question is for number 2. Question number 2. Are you ready? Question number 2. How many patterns and videos are in the ebook? How many patterns and videos on ebooks? I'm looking for 2 numbers here, okay? Don't add them up. Put them separately in the same comment. They have to be in the same comment. How many patterns and videos on the ebook? The reason I'm asking you this is because I want to make sure you know what you're purchasing when you're getting the ebook. You need to be aware of that. And it looks like Angelise lives in the U.S. Yay! So you just got a yarn box. So when you email me later, Angelise, hopefully I'm saying your name right, you need to send me your address so I know where to ship it to. Okay, so I need to know 2 numbers, the pattern amount and the videos. They should be in the same comment. Same comment for that answer. If you won recently within the last month or so, please don't answer and give everyone else a chance. I just touched my monitor for accent. Sorry. All right, everyone, typey, typey, typey. Typey, typey, typey. I know your fingers are warm. I know they're warm. You've typed a lot. All right, so here we go. Let's go to the answer. Where's my button? There we go. All right, let's find our winner. Okay, here we go. I am scrolling up and down, and let's find our winner. I'm going to stop. Oh, my nose is tickly. Sorry. I'm going to stop right here. We have Paula Clyde. Hopefully I said that right. Paula, congratulations. Yes, the answer is 20 and 10, although technically, but I'm not going to be picky on that. It's 10 plus, but I'm not going to be picky. That was the minimum number. You could have said 14 too. I would have taken that too, because by tomorrow it'll be 14. All right, let's see what Paula wins. Here we go. Paula won looks like a free ebook. Yay! Congratulations, Paula. I am so happy for you. All right, we have 2 amazing winners. I am so excited. Okay, so let me show you my email address. And I also need to remind you, we're going live tomorrow one more time. Don't take off yet. Okay, so one more time tomorrow with prices. Hopefully we get more than 100 views. We're making a doggy, so maybe the more people will join us. Maybe people didn't want the burger. They're like, I'm not hungry. I want real food. Anyways, so Nicole at nikkishomemade.crafts.com. Make sure you write it correctly, or support@nikkishomemade.crafts.com. Email me for the winners. Put in the subject line, winner of, the price and the date. Angelise, I also need your physical address so that way I can ship it to you and we don't have to do an email tag back and forth. So make sure you give me all the information I need. If you would take a screenshot of your winnings, even better. I don't have to confirm it. The reason I'm asking you to write down the date and the price is I need to confirm you are the winner. And I don't want to scroll back and forth on my videos. And I'm not going to go through all of them unless you tell me the date. The date you won and the price you won. If you take a screenshot of it, even better. That way I can confirm it with the screenshot. Email me, and that way I can get you your prize as soon as possible. Otherwise, also come back tomorrow. For anyone who hasn't won yet, I would love to see you back here tomorrow for a doggy tissue box cover, and of course, more prizes. Now, let me remind you really quickly why this ebook is amazing, and at least in my opinion, you guys said the same. It is ad-free, printer-friendly, has large font, so size 14, 20 patterns, more than 10 video tutorials, actually 14 by tomorrow, 60 pages. It has clickable table of content and main menu button. It's pretty much the same idea, just, different ways. Material list and videos are clickable, so you can jump and go exactly where you need to go, meaning what did I use or how to do certain things. Comes with a lot of different features. So let me show you the video again up close so you see all the tissues bouncing around, see them being pulled out. You know how many videos I had to take to do this? Whoop, 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 whoop. That's a lot of tissues. Don't worry, I didn't waste the tissues. I kept them all. I'm going to use them all, especially when I get sick. Anyways, go get your book. If you haven't gotten it yet, I'm going to pop the link into the comments here one more time. So in case you need it, go grab your ebook. It is on sale until tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. I hope you're going to get the rectangular tissue box covers made easy for you with 20 patterns, with the option to get 20 additional square ones if you wanted to purchase those as well. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Happy hooking! Until then, bye-bye!